So you clicked on this video, chances are that you are currently recording vocals on your iOS device via GarageBand iOS. Now I've already made a video on how to make a full song in GarageBand, how to use GarageBand on iOS for beginners, but today's tutorial is going to be all about how to EQ your vocals specifically on your GarageBand for iOS device. Coming right up, let's go. What is up everybody, I am Legend and welcome to the next episode of Sound Architect, the series where I show you how to create, manage, and improve your music here online. Today I'm going to be talking about how to EQ your vocals for GarageBand in iOS, and in this case I'm using my iPhone. So first thing that we want to start off with is we obviously want to open up GarageBand on the iPhone. Okay, so once you open up GarageBand in your iOS device, whether that be an iPhone or an iPad, it's going to look a little bit something like this once you get your vocals recorded and your track is in there and everything's already set. You recorded a little bit and now you just want to get a better sound. Just to explain kind of what EQ is, I think it stands for equalization. Basically what that means is you're trying to equal out the sound in the vocal so that there's not too much bottom or too much highs or too much mids, too many mids. I don't know how to really say that, but you're basically trying to equal the playing field in terms of the frequencies heard in your vocals or your track. So in this case, we're talking specifically about vocals. Okay, so this is a song called Lights that I was recording earlier in a different GarageBand for iOS video. You can probably find down below or in the cards above. So I basically recorded this song all using my iPhone headphones. I recommend that if you don't have a microphone to actually record your stuff. They work great for getting down ideas, but just to play what it currently sounds like, these are what the vocals sound like from my iPhone headphones without any EQ.
Tell me why you keep on running away. If you want my love, you got it. Baby, tell me why you run away.
Starting off, especially for some iPhone headphones, it does sound pretty good in my opinion. In GarageBand for iOS, the way that you get to your plugins and EQ is basically by hitting this little 3 bars next to the FX sign, and then all your track settings will come out right here. That's the output, the plugins and SEO, the master effects. So I'm going to go ahead and click on plugins and SEO because that is what we're going to be doing this in today. Plugins and SEO. Now you notice I have the gate, compressor, effect EQ, studio delay, and the visual EQ. So when you are in this particular menu, what you want to do is you want to come down to the very bottom of this list and click on visual EQ because that is where we're going to be seeing our lows, our mids, and our highs, also known as the bass, the mid, and the treble. As you can see, everything is perfectly like straight. It's set as is. I haven't messed with this at all. What I want to do is I want to achieve a more clear sound that isn't too hot on the highs, isn't too loud on the lows, and sounds like I'm singing through a tube, because you want your vocals to sound as clear and concise as possible and have as much clarity as you can possibly get from the equipment that you're using in this setup. And so upon listening, so let me just listen to this again real quick.
Tell me why you keep on running away. If you want my love, you got it.
It's a little bit hot on the highs.
Baby, tell me why you run away.
Giving it a first listen, my honest opinion is I think because I'm recording with the iPhone headphones, the dynamic range of the audio is not going to be very good, but you can work with it. Immediately, what I personally feel is that it is too hot on the highs, and what I mean by that is the highs are way too crisp. So that means that all my S's, really like sharp noises like that, are going to be coming on a little too strong and kind of hurt the listener's ears. But also what this means is kind of got this underlying sound of just a hissing noise in the background. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like as I'm singing, it just sounds like high-pitched background hiss frequency or whatever that you can hear whenever I am singing. So the way to fix this is we're basically going to run a low pass filter. I'm going to be doing it manually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little purple thing right here in the treble section and I'm going to bring it down, and that's going to cause the highs to be more cut off. It's going to cut off the higher end. So that's what the low pass does.
Hey, one more time. Tell me why.
Now you hear the difference?
Why you keep on running away.
Super extreme.
If you want my love, you got it.
And super cut off.
Baby, tell me why you run away.
just adjusting it, you know, right off the bat, you guys can tell that it makes a huge difference in the sound that you're trying to achieve. So I don't want it to be too extreme. I just want to cut off enough to where that high annoying pitch and the hissing noise in the background is not going to be heard and felt as the listener is listening to the vocals. And then we'll edit that sound to see if we can get a good one. All right, so I'll just give you like a before and after to show you what the vocals sound like. So this is without the EQ that I currently have on it. This is with the EQ off.
Tell me why, yeah.
Very high pitched, whatever.
Why you keep on running, no way.
Piercing now with the EQ on.
If you want my love, you got it.
You can already tell.
Baby, tell me why, yeah. You run away.
First of all, you can tell that that high pitch like in the background is automatically cut out. And also, the highs aren't coming in as hot as they were before. And then if you were to have a really like high-pitched voice that has no bass to it, no bottom, and you wanted to kind of equal that out, what you would do is come on the bass side and then mess around with this little orange thing right here. So in this case, I would come to the bass side.
Hey, one more time. Tell me why, yeah.
Now if I mess with this,
why you keep on running away?
You hear that?
If you want my love, you got it.
But that's extreme.
Baby, tell me why, yeah. You run away.
I put it like right there. And then we're gonna mess with the mids just to see if it'll help at all. For me, this is all trial and error. I just kind of go in and mess around with things until I get a sound that sounds pretty equal across the board, or you know, if there's a stylistic choice that I want for the particular song with my vocals, then I'll go ahead and mess around with these knobs and the visual EQ. So this is not going to be a one-size-fits-all scenario. This is going to be dependent on your voice. If you're a woman who has a higher pitched voice, if you're a man who has a lower pitched voice, or vice versa, if you're a man who sings really high and a woman who sings really low, that it all depends on your voice and also your stylistic choice. Now let's play it with the music, with it off.
Tell me why, yeah. Why you keep on running away? If you want my love, you got it. Baby, tell me why, yeah. You run away, yeah. Why you keep on running away? If you want my love, you got it. Baby, tell me why, yeah.
So basically that is how you EQ your vocals in GarageBand for iOS, you know, especially if you're recording with just some iPhone headphones or your phone mic and you don't have like a legit setup or mic for your mobile setup. The EQ is going to be your next best friend. So that is how you EQ vocals in GarageBand. It's a very quick tutorial. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. As always, stay legendary and I will see you in the next video.